Good morning, friends. Now let's discuss top reversal with live example. This is the data from 6th June 2026. Initially, before the market opens, the OI change and volume values remain zero. However, the OI column already shows some values. This means that positions were carried forward from the previous trading day or the previous expiry week. Those existing positions are reflected in the OI column, while the volume starts counting only from the beginning of the current trading session. From the market open, every new position that is opened or closed is counted in the volume column. Each and every executed order will be counted in volume, either open position or close position, so volume will be positive and increasing. If a large number of positions are opened at a particular strike price, that strike will show high volume. Similarly, if only a few positions are opened, the volume at that strike will remain low. Now let's run the data and check whether it matches our top reversal setup. Initially, we can see strong support at 24,000, which means strong put writers are present there. At the same time, strong call writers are present at 24,200, making it the initial resistance. As the market progresses, buyers are trying to move towards 24,050, while sellers are shifting towards 24,100. This means the call side resistance is moving down, while the put side support is moving up. Since both support and resistance are moving in opposite directions, the market does not have a clear direction. It is likely to trade within a range. Now observe the data carefully. We can now see that 24,100 has become the strongest resistance. Most of the call writers have shifted their positions to 24,100. Look at the volume column. The call volume at 24,100 is the highest. The call OI is also the highest, and the OI change is close to 100%. All three values indicate that 24,100 has become a very strong resistance. Notice that the values previously concentrated at 24,200 have completely shifted to 24,100. The yellow highlight at 24,200 has disappeared, indicating that positions have reduced there, while fresh call writing has increased at 24,100. This confirms that new selling positions have been created at 24,100. You can also observe that the market has already respected this level. At this stage, we should wait until all our conditions are satisfied before taking an entry. Now observe the data again. We have high call volume, high call OI, and a strong OI change. We continue waiting until all the conditions are fully met. Wait till the setup is complete. The put volume is greater than call volume, the call OI is stronger than the put OI, and the put OI change has become stronger than the call OI change. This is the ideal point to take a sell entry. If you are an option buyer, this is the right place to buy put options. Also notice that 24,100 is not shifting up with the volume. Therefore, we can confidently consider 24,100 as a strong resistance. The maximum put OI at 24,100, with only around 78% strength. This is not sufficient to break the strong resistance at 24,100, and max put OI is at 24,000. At 24,100, we have strong call OI, high volume, and nearly 99% OI change. This clearly indicates that a top reversal is likely to occur from 24,100. Now observe the data after the entry. You can see that more counter positions are being created. These additional positions increase the selling pressure, resulting in a stronger downward move. Now it is very clear that 24,100 has become a strong resistance. Even if you miss the initial entry, you can still enter on the pullback because the top reversal conditions are already confirmed. Buyers are not strong enough to break this resistance because the maximum put OI remains at 24,000 and at 24,100 with only around 73% strength. Therefore, the downward move is likely to continue. Now, when can we expect this resistance to break and the market to move higher? For that to happen, the call volume and call OI must shift to higher strike prices, and the put OI must also shift higher. In this example, those conditions are not met. The put OI remains at 24,000, while the strongest call OI remains at 24,100. Therefore, 24,100 continues to act as a strong resistance, and a top reversal takes place from this level. This is one practical example of a top reversal. Now let's see how to plan our entry during a top reversal. Once the top reversal conditions are confirmed, always identify the liquidity zone near the day's low. Mark this level carefully because liquidity is likely to be created there. After the liquidity is formed, the market usually gives a strong reversal from the top. If you are buying options, this provides an excellent opportunity to buy put options. If you miss the initial entry, don't worry. Wait for the first pullback and enter only if the top reversal conditions are still valid and the downtrend has already been confirmed. Now, let's check the data again for the entry. You can see that the counter positions are still increasing. These counter positions indicate that the market is likely to witness a strong downward move. It is now very clear that 24,100 is acting as a strong resistance level. Now let's see how to plan entries in a top reversal setup. We identified this condition by around 10:45 a.m. Since we already know that this is a top reversal case, we should always plan our entry from the bottom of the day's move. First, mark the day low, as this is where the liquidity sweep is likely to happen. Since the top reversal is already confirmed, plan your entry around this liquidity zone. After the liquidity sweep, the market usually gives a strong move in the expected direction. In this case, the index shows a top reversal, and the corresponding put option premium rises sharply. If you enter at the right point, you can get very good results. So always plan your entry around the liquidity sweep zone. Since top reversals generally occur near the day high, whenever the market reaches the day high, check whether all the option chain and open interest conditions for a top reversal are satisfied. Draw the liquidity zone in put option strike. Also find previous day supply zone and 1HR lines. If all the conditions are met, wait for the liquidity sweep at the bottom of the strike movement. Once the liquidity sweep candle is formed, take the entry at the high of the liquidity sweep candle. If you miss this setup and the market has already started falling, you can use the single candle order block entry on the 5-minute chart. Identify the candle that created the liquidity sweep. Then, take the entry at the high of that candle and hold the position until your target is achieved. So we have two entry methods for a top reversal. One entry at the liquidity sweep zone. Two entry using the single candle order block on the 5-minute chart. You can also place a limit order near the low of the top reversal zone and wait for the market to trigger your entry. This example is from 29th June 2026. You can take the trade whenever you get a confirmation green candle in the option premium, or wait for the liquidity sweep candle and enter above its high. This is the top reversal entry setup using the option chain. Place a limit order near the liquidity sweep level, or wait for confirmation and a pullback. Use the 5-minute timeframe for confirmation. Take the high of the liquidity sweep candle as your entry price. Place your stop loss at the low of the liquidity sweep candle. Finally, keep your target based on the OI data or the OI change. So this is the complete top reversal entry setup. Always remember, wait for the liquidity to be swept. Ensure all top reversal conditions are satisfied. Enter only after confirmation. Use the liquidity candle high as the entry, the liquidity candle low as the stop loss, and set your target based on the... Now let's look at one more example of a top reversal. Initially, you can see that the volume change and OI change values are 0 because the market has just started. Now let's analyze the data step by step. At the beginning, 24,000 acts as a strong support because it has heavy put volume and put OI. At the 24,000 strike, the put side has 100% volume and 100% OI. On the call side, we have around 87% call OI. However, we can see that the resistance is shifting to the next strike. This means 24,100 is becoming the stronger resistance, while 24,000 continues to remain the strongest support. Now let's check whether the top reversal conditions are met. Once again, let me revise the conditions. For a top reversal, we should have a strong resistance with 100% call volume, 100% call OI, 100% call OI change. At 24,100, the call side has 100% volume, 100% OI, and 100% OI change. So, we can expect a possible top reversal from 24,100. Now let's check the put side. On the put side, we need high put volume and high put OI change. More importantly, the put OI change must be greater than the call OI change. Also, the put OI should not be higher than the call OI. Only then is the top reversal condition valid. Now let's run the data and verify the setup. Notice that the yellow highlight on the 24,000 call OI disappears. Why? Because fresh positions are being built aggressively at 24,100. Compared to 24,000, sellers are building new positions at 24,100, making it a much stronger resistance. On the put side, we already have high volume, but we still need to wait for the put OI change to become higher than the call OI change. If this condition is not met, do not enter the trade. Don't rush your entry. Let's see the numbers. Here the call OI change is 65%, while the put OI change is only 35%. This is not enough for a top reversal. Next, the call OI change is 53%, and the put OI change is 44%. Again, the condition is not satisfied. Then we have 51% versus 46%, still not enough. Now finally our condition is clearly met. Look at this. The 24,100 strike is now strong and stable with 100% call volume, 100% call OI, and 100% call OI change. There is no shifting at the top or bottom. This clearly confirms that 24,100 is acting as a strong resistance. Now look at the put side. The put volume is 100%, and the put OI change is also 100%, which is now greater than the call OI change. This completely satisfies our top reversal conditions. One more important point. The put OI is not strong enough to break the 24,100 resistance because the put OI is only around 70%. The strongest put OI is still present at 24,000. This indicates that the market has a high probability of reversing from 24,100 and moving towards 24,000. This becomes our entry zone. Now let's discuss the entry. Since we are planning to buy a put option, we must first check whether the market has completely swept the day's liquidity. Only after the liquidity sweep is completed should we consider entering the trade. In this example, this candle is a complete liquidity sweep candle. You have two options. Place a limit order near the liquidity sweep level, or wait for confirmation and a pullback. Now let's look at another example of a top reversal. We will analyze the data step by step until all the conditions are met. First, let me remind you of the top reversal conditions. For a top reversal, we should have a strong resistance strike. One of the strike prices must clearly show strong values with high call volume, high call OI, and high call OI change. Let's analyze the data. Initially, we can see that 23,300 strike has started becoming stronger. Here, we also have counter positions, which help the market continue moving higher. These counter positions support the market in making a higher high, and the market moves towards 23,300. Now, we can also see that fresh positions are being built at the higher strike 23,500. The resistance is shifting. Let's check whether our top reversal conditions are met. At this stage, 23,300 has become the strongest strike. We have high call volume and high call OI, but the call OI change is still lower than the put OI change. We can also see that fresh positions are still being built. So we should wait. Do not rush to enter the trade. Instead, wait for a liquidity sweep. Now we finally get the liquidity sweep. Let's check the data again. After the liquidity sweep, the earlier resistance becomes weaker, and the positions shift to 23,500. The data that was previously present at the above strike has now shifted back to 23,300, making 23,300 the strong resistance. Now 23,300 clearly satisfies our top reversal conditions. At this strike we have high call volumes, high call OI, strong call OI, high put OI change. Another important point is that there is no strong support close enough to break this resistance. Therefore, we can expect a strong reversal from 23,300. However, never enter the trade immediately. Always wait until liquidity has been swept. The reversal candle has formed. All top reversal conditions are satisfied. Once these conditions are met, we can confidently take a put-buy entry. After the reversal begins, the earlier resistance values gradually become weaker and eventually disappear. Since there is no nearby strong support to break this level, the probability of a successful reversal becomes much higher. You can either enter immediately after the liquidity sweep or wait for a pullback and take a retest entry. Both are valid entry methods. As the trade progresses, you can see that the earlier values disappear completely, while 23,300 continues to remain the strongest resistance. Even if you miss the first entry, don't worry. Wait for the market to retrace. If the price comes back to 23,300, sweeps the liquidity again, and the top reversal conditions are still valid, you will get another opportunity to enter. Always wait for the liquidity sweep before taking the second entry. Now let's look at another setup around 11:30 a.m. Again, 23,300 is acting as a strong resistance with high call volumes, high call OI change. On the put side, we have 100% put OI change, showing that counter positions are building. However, the strongest put OI is still present at 23,000. This means the market still has a high probability of reversing because the nearest strong support is at 23,000, and there isn't enough strength to break the resistance at 23,300. We also get another liquidity sweep at this level. So on the same trading day, we receive two top reversal entry opportunities. The first entry in the morning, the second entry around 11:30 a.m. Both setups satisfy the same top reversal conditions. After the liquidity sweep and confirmation, we can take the put-buy entry. If you miss the liquidity sweep entry, simply wait for the retest and enter after confirmation. A retest entry is also a high probability setup. Since the strongest support is at 23,000, the market has a good chance of falling towards that level. So always remember, wait for the liquidity sweep. Confirm that all top reversal conditions are satisfied. Enter either on the liquidity sweep or on the retest after confirmation. Keep your stop loss below the liquidity sweep candle. Set your target based on the nearest strong support and the OI data. This is another complete example of a top reversal setup. Thank you.